Hello there, it's NOOCH. And a few days ago, NOOCH put the question to folks on Facebook, Discord, and Reddit, LEGO Legacy players, welcome to 2021. What are you expecting or what do you want from LEGO Legacy, the game, in 2021? And we're going to review some of those answers. We're not going to rank them, but we're going to talk about the answers. And the first answer that was the most concerning and came up in all three forums was very simply, don't shut down. Stay open. Keep the game open. And it's kind of a reflection on where this game has been. We are 11 months after launch, and we still have a game on our hands that has great potential, but isn't a great game yet. There's so many things missing, and some of those things we're going to talk about right now. In fact, all the things we're going to talk about right now are the things that are missing from the game to make it great and to alleviate people's fears that the game may be going away. Now, part of that is tied up in what happened in early November when Gameloft decided to remove the current team and place an entirely new team on LEGO Legacy. That was kind of an indication to the community that maybe Gameloft wasn't as committed to the game, or there was something going on behind the scenes that nobody was aware of, and the game has lost a bunch of players. A lot of you know Bricko, who was a content creator for the game from the very beginning, has let the game go. A lot of people have let the game go, and we need to see some of these things we're going to ask for in 2021 in order to keep this game alive. And let's go to the next one. A lot of people, multiple people brought up choosing your own name or in-game chat, and we've been told this is not going to happen. But NOOCH, honestly, NOOCH and many people, we don't get it. We don't get it. There's no reason why you can't monitor people's names to make sure that they're acceptable. I'm sure people were going to report names that are unacceptable, and the unacceptable names are very few and far between for, generally speaking, games like this. And chat is the same way. So not really sure what the hang up is there. I guess because kids can play LEGO Legacy, which is true for any game that's out there, and LEGO wants to make sure they're represented properly with the game. But this community is built up mostly of, NOOCH is going to say teenagers and adults, mostly of adults, to be honest, mostly of adults that have wallets. And adults that have wallets want to be able to make their own name in a game and talk to their teammates, talk to their guildmates. And that kind of goes along with it too, is reworking the guilds. Give us something in guilds to do. Right now it's just this thing that exists so you can borrow characters. And that's it. There's nothing to guilds, and we'll talk more about that as we go too. Next, a lot of people mentioned reworks. We've had one rework since the game started. That was for space. It was really nice. The space characters got a really nice boost. And last month we had one debuff for city. We had the ice glider was debuffed. Well, unfortunately, that makes city, which is a kind of a useless faction, even more useless. So we need to see a rework for city. Somebody mentioned collectibles, and I think that's fair. We have this entire faction of collectibles, and there's not a lot that they do. They kind of serve other factions, and they don't really have any use on their own. So give us a rework for city, and maybe give us something for collectibles that makes them work together well, or gives them more functionality when placed outside of being a collectible. Next up, player versus player game modes or events, something where you can play against friends, or you can go into a battle with your entire roster against somebody else's entire roster. That's a player versus player thing. The only thing we have similar to this right now is Arena, which is nice. Arena is good. It gives you that chance to put your one best team out there and really make hay, earn some crystals, or earn some gems, excuse me, or get some currency where we can buy characters like Scarlet and Valiant. That's nice, but it's just that one team. And really, if you look at like Brickspedition or Glyph Hunt and Piptown, you only need a couple of teams really leveled up to do stuff. Now, you do have the weekly events with City and Castle and Pirates, where those do in space, and those do require those teams, but you don't have to have those teams maxed out to get good results from those weekly events. So give us a way to use our entire roster, a player versus player event or game mode that we can play. Coming up next, new content. Gosh, I can't really emphasize this enough. We did have a small piece of new content with the All-Star events. NOOCH is kind of, we've had a little discussion in NOOCH's Discord channel. Is it new content? I guess it is. It counts as new content. Is it exciting new content that really gets people going and motivated to play the game? No, it's not. The rework of the brick pace so more characters are available is nice, and that is good. And we got it. In this case, we got Spooky. We're going to see Techie and Chill. We're going to have those brick paces reworked. We're going to get access to more characters. We'll be able to use them in the All-Star events, and that's good and gives us a goal of gearing those characters up for the All-Star events. But there's no real end game there. So it's a nice new content. We really need to see some new content, new game modes, new ways to play. These are all things we just talked about these things before. These are not new things, but these are coming directly from the community. These are coming from other people on Facebook, on Reddit, on Discord. NOOCH is not the only voice here. These are the voices of all of the players. I hope Gameloft is listening. Development team, please listen to this. This is what people are saying about the game and what they want to see from the game. Join these channels. Join NOOCH's Discord server, Gameloft. Come on in. You can have fun in there. Okay, so a couple more here. The next top one was really raids. The raid was something we were promised to come out like in October, September, October. Then it was pushed to November. Then we got the new team. The new team continues to tell us that they're ramping up. They're learning the game. We have no events really scheduled for January. We don't know what's going on with the game in January. We have no idea what's up with a raid. Spaceman Gens was supposed to be the award, the reward for the raid, but now he's been released as a not a farmable character, I guess kind of a farmable character in the Master Shop. So where are we going? Where is a raid? A raid is a required component. A required component for a collectible competitive game. If you don't have a raid with rewards, which by the way, raid will go back to requiring guilds to be useful. You're going to have to be able to communicate with the guild to say, hey, we're raiding at 3 o'clock today. Everybody go in, use this team in the first part, use this team in the second part. Everybody go in at the same. We need guild capability to work with the raid, but the raid is such a big deal. It's a way to use multiple teams on your rosters, have to find creative ways to do a game mode. Originally, I think people had to work to accomplish that last, I think it's 6.7 or 6.8 node of Glyph Hunt, but that's well behind us now, and Pip Town was the same way. We've had master events where that's true too. We had Master Wu, we had Primo, and we had the Ghost Master event, but we haven't seen one of those in a few months. Maybe they're rerunning them, but that's not a new master event. We need new content. We need more master events. We need raids. We need this stuff to be able to develop our rosters and see some kind of end game, especially when it comes to the raid. Everybody wants a raid. And finally, and this was all over the place. This was mentioned multiple times by multiple people in many different ways, said in different types of ways. We need more minifigures and sets. This is a collectible game. We haven't had a new player introduced to this, or a new minifigure introduced to this game since I think September when Ghost was dropped in Spaceman Gens. Before that, or after that, and we had Ghost was available at the end of October, and we had Spaceman Gens was available now. We have no new minifigures. This is a collectible game. If you've been playing this game for a year, even free to play, you may be out of stuff to farm. You may literally, if you've been playing the game free to play for a year, have nothing left to farm other than buying stuff in the shop, which you don't want to do because you're spending gems then. And if you're free to play, you don't want to be spending gems on 300 gems for 3 character tiles. That's not a useful thing. We need more minifigures and sets in the game to farm. We need more brick paces with more characters. People mentioned Rock Raiders, Lego Star Wars, which NOOCH doesn't think that's going to happen because this is a game is kind of a clone of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. But if you can make it happen, if you can bring Lego Star Wars to this game, you'd bring a whole new fan set into the game. If you want the game to make money, Gameloft, Lego Star Wars is where you need to put the money. Let's see what else. Knight's Kingdom, Dragon Kid. People mentioned multiple. There are so many. There's got to be 100,000 Lego sets out there. Just keep introducing minifigures into the game. This has to be a constant flow. Every month, we should see 1 to 5 new characters in Lego Legacy Heroes. We should see new sets with them. We should see new characters being introduced. And over the time of a space of a year, we should have somewhere in the range of 25 to 30 new minifigures in this game that we can farm and have fun farming, and then drop the old characters that were only in the shop into farmable nodes so we can go out and get them. Give us ways to farm new minifigures and the existing minifigures that are currently unfarmable. Well, guys, that's it. That was all the feedback that NOOCH really got. There were some other things mentioned. If you really wanted to do it, you really want to see what's going on, join the Facebook group, which we always put in the link down there. You can look for LEGO Legacy on Reddit, and you can look for rooms on Discord. There's lots of conversations out there about LEGO Legacy and people talking about what the game needs in 2021 to stay alive, and there is concern about it staying alive. So Gameloft, you need to give the players some things to do. And while Gameloft is doing that, all of you out there can remember, NOOCH too good. Thanks for watching, and please like the video down below. You can also check out NOOCH's contributors up there. You can subscribe on Darth Vader over here, and you can watch more videos on this side. We'll see you next time.